keeping count, I'm sure, but well played tonight. And how comfortable are you feeling with the new setup out there? How would you describe it? Just generally speaking, with the new cue.
No, the cue's fine, it's just me.
Tell me.
Yeah, I've give up even trying to work it out. If I can't work it out, I suppose Steve had the same thing at his career. You try so many things, and you either can accept it or you can't. And I don't think I could accept playing the way I have been playing for quite a while. So I'm just going to try and coach my way out of it, give myself at least 2 years.
7-time world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan has secured his place in the World Championship quarter-finals, despite claiming to be nowhere near his best level. The 49-year-old needed just 17 minutes on Monday evening to wrap up a comprehensive 13-4 victory over China's Pang Junxu, requiring only one frame to advance after building a commanding 12-4 advantage in Sunday's second session. O'Sullivan completed the win with a break of 95 after Pang had scored the first 17 points of the frame. The quick victory propelled O'Sullivan into a record-extending 23rd Crucible quarter-final, keeping his quest for a history-making 8th world title firmly on track. Despite the dominant scoreline, O'Sullivan was remarkably self-critical about his performance. When asked to rate his current level out of 10, he gave himself just 2, and stated that he would have to start playing a lot better to have any chance of lifting the trophy. "I need game time and I'm trying to get my game back," O'Sullivan explained. "I don't mind who I play as long as I play my game. It's irrelevant who is sitting in the chair. I always back myself if I can play somewhere near my best level. I'm not sure I'm close to that, but it can click at any time." This tournament marks O'Sullivan's return to competitive action following a 3-month absence from the professional tour. The break came after a dramatic incident at the Championship League event in January, where O'Sullivan snapped his cue and threw it into a bin following his exit from the competition. The Essex-born player has been refreshingly honest about his struggle to regain form and confidence. "Pot one ball at a time. That feels hard for me to approach the game like that, but that's where I'm at and have to just keep going," he admitted. Despite his own reservations, O'Sullivan has progressed smoothly through the tournament so far, dispatching Ali Carter 10-4 in the first round before his equally convincing win over Pang. In both matches, he has shown flashes of his trademark brilliance, even while maintaining that he feels far from his best. Against Carter, O'Sullivan made a statement by reeling off 3 centuries in 5 frames, producing a stunning display that belied his recent period of inactivity. The performance was particularly impressive given his pre-match anxiety. "I was a bit scared about playing," O'Sullivan said after that victory. "It is a daunting venue to play at anyway, but it's just about getting on the bike again and playing. I'm really happy that I've done it. Even if I'd lost, it didn't matter. I've made the breakthrough now." In his second round match against Pang, O'Sullivan turned a 6-2 overnight lead into a dominant 12-4 advantage in Sunday's second session. Although Pang briefly threatened a comeback by winning the first 2 frames upon resumption, O'Sullivan quickly reasserted control with successive half-centuries to lead 8-4 at the mid-session interval. From there, the result was never in doubt as O'Sullivan fired back-to-back centuries to extend his lead further. Despite often looking far from happy with his form, he still managed to outclass his 25-year-old opponent with relative ease. Following his win, O'Sullivan described his current mental state in candid terms. "I feel so unconfident. It's horrible, even when I'm playing all right. In the balls, I was all right tonight, but there are so many different parts of the game you've got to get right. It's hell."
I feel so unconfident. It's like, it's horrible. It's horrible even when you're playing all right, you know, but let alone when you're...
I like the idea you decide...
Different again, and, you know, in the balls I was all right tonight because what I've changed felt all right, but there's so many different parts of the game that you've got to get right. But, you know, I'm just... I don't know what it's just like hell, to be honest.
The 7-time champion has detailed specific issues he's facing, particularly his search for the right cue. "I love grafting, but I just can't handle not knowing where the ball is going. I couldn't even tell you if it was a good cue because I'm hitting the ball that badly. I've gone through about 30 cues and I've got to the point where I can't really judge. The way I'm hitting the ball, they all sound terrible, so I can't even tell if it's a good cue or not.
I love graphs, and I just can't handle just not knowing where the balls are going. You know, that's a different ball game altogether. You know, I mean, I played one shot the other day, it was dead straight, and I created an angle where I've gone in off, and I'm like, well, how does that happen? So,
but you're still tuning into the cue, surely, because I mean, you do take it takes time a little bit anyway.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, I couldn't even tell you if it was a good cue because I'm hitting the ball that bad. I mean, I've gone through about 30 cues and I've got to the point where I've gone, I can't really judge if it's a good cue because the way I'm hitting the ball, it's not, you know, they all sound terrible, so it's I can't even tell if it's a good cue or not.
O'Sullivan's frustrations extend beyond equipment issues to fundamental aspects of his technique. I've given up even trying to work out what's wrong, he explained. Feeling wise, it's probably the worst I've ever felt. Sometimes I can't even see where I'm hitting. At the moment, I feel so uncomfortable. It's horrible, even when you're playing all right, let alone how I feel. It's just guesswork. It's hell, to be honest with you, he added.
Feeling-wise, it's probably the worst I've ever felt, to be honest with you. You know, I don't even know where my back arm is. I don't even know where my left leg is. I don't even know. Sometimes I can't even see where I'm hitting, and you know, I'll butcher a shot, and I'm like, you know, so. It's difficult, you know, it really is difficult. It's like
it looked awful with that.
At the moment, I just feel so...
You're still feeling that, yeah?
I feel so unconfident. It's like, it's horrible. See, it's horrible even when you're playing all right, you know, but let alone when you're...
I like the idea you decided to maybe jack in coaches.
I don't even know where my back arm is, where my left leg is. Sometimes I can't even see where I'm hitting and I'll butcher a shot. It's difficult. It really is difficult.
I don't even know where my back arm is. I don't even know where my left leg is. I don't even know. Sometimes I can't even see where I'm hitting, and you know, I'll butcher a shot, and I'm like, you know, so it's difficult. You know, it really is difficult. It's like.
Despite these challenges, O'Sullivan remains philosophical about his chances. I've won this tournament many times before while playing what I consider bad, so it can be done, he noted.
I mean, I've won this tournament many times before playing what I consider bad, you know, so it can be done, but...
O'Sullivan also made an interesting observation about his opponent's expectations. He said, I think I've dragged them down to a poorer level. I think they expected me to play better, and were maybe shocked that I didn't. But I don't think Sai will fall into that trap, and that's what makes him dangerous. Looking ahead to his quarter-final match, O'Sullivan will face China's Si Jiahui, who was a surprise semi-finalist on his Crucible debut 2 years ago. Si advanced with a 13-10 victory over England's Ben Wollaston, who had earlier eliminated 4th seed Mark Selby. When asked about what improvements he needs to make to win a record 8th title, O'Sullivan was specific. I'd have to play a lot better. I'd have to start potting a few long ones, pinning them to the back rail a bit more. It needs a bit more improving in those areas, really.